Well, hi folks, early April now, so it's time to plant some peas. I plant mine in gutters like so. So I'm going to fill this gutter with compost, plant the peas in it, and then once they're about 4 or 5 inches high, what I'll do, I'll take it up to the plot, dig a little trench, and then slide them into the trench, and then they'll root. The reason I do this is, for one, I can get them started off a lot quicker because I'll put this inside the house at a bit more warmth than obviously it is at the moment, which will get them sprouting quicker. But the main reason for me is, up at my plot I've got absolutely thousands of field voles and field mice, and when I plant direct into the soil, then come back the next day and there's like, you plant 100 seeds, there's 100 little holes and there's no peas left. So I started doing it this way, and once they're established I don't get any problems with the mice or the voles, and I find it's a good way of getting them established quicker anyway, because if we do get a really wet patch and a really wet and cold spell now for the next couple of weeks, and I've planted these, then they've got a tendency to rot in the soil. So at least when I plant these out into the soil, the weather can do what it likes, because these will be well established. So I've got a 10-foot row, so I've got about a 5-foot piece here and 2 3-foot pieces, and it couldn't be easier. Any old bog standard compost. Just going to fill the trench to within about ½ an inch, a centimetre or so of the top of the gutter. This workbench is quite handy because it sits in the gap. So nothing fancy, and it's quick as that. And it's just a matter of sprinkling your peas on. Peas I grow are Hurst green shaft. Grow to about 3 feet tall. They're a cracking variety. I've grown them for years and years. You get about 10 peas in a pod, and they've always been really good. So anyway, a lot of the books that you read say plant your peas in a 5, in the shape of a 5 on a dice, 2 inches apart. Well, I say to them, life's too short. Chuck them on a lot closer than that. I find that my plants are really close together, which basically all it means is you get more peas. More plants, more peas. I see some people growing a single pea plant like 6 inches apart, and I think, well, you're not even going to get a pan full of peas over a whole season. So anyway, that's the way I do it. So it might be right, might be wrong, but it works for me. So as you can see, you can probably, I don't know whether you better seed into the top. They're quite densely packed, and if there's too many you can always take some out. If there's not enough, you can't put them back in. So there we go. So what I'm going to do now is to just cover them back over with some compost up to the top of the gutter. I don't need to water this because the compost's quite damp. And as I said, I'll put this in the house somewhere, and as soon as they start to sprout, bring it outside, let them grow on a bit. And I don't find there's any need to put any drainage in the gutter either, because if you did that, what would happen is the roots would grow through the drainage holes, and then you wouldn't be able to slide them out without snapping the roots off. So that's that done. Couldn't be simpler. That'll go somewhere a little bit warmer, and they should start sprouting within about a week, and then we'll be good to go. So I've got the other 2 bits to do, and I'm going to plant a few lettuces now. Lettuce and beetroot. So I can probably take these gloves off. It's not for any reason, it's just for the compost all over my fingers. But I'm just going to plant a few lettuces. My favourite lettuce, which is a multigreen, which it's called multigreen, which is mixed, which is red and green mix. It's a really, really crunchy, frilly lettuce, and I've had really good results with it. It doesn't have any pests at all by the looks, apart from slugs and things like that. And it just keeps growing, doesn't go to seed, and it stays, you know, it stays well into a really big size. So I'm going to plant some of those again. Like I say, you get a mixture of red and green. You don't know which is which until they come up, because the seeds are all exactly the same colour. I'm just going to try and sow a couple in each module. and then thin to 1. Once they're up, put about 7 in that one. These are all going to have to be grown on my windowsill or in the conservatory stroke porch, because I've no greenhouse anymore, and it was on somebody else's property anyway, so I couldn't really be going and wandering about on it in this the way things are at the moment. So that's multigrain. It couldn't be easier. Where have we got my little tickets, my labels? Where have we go? That's multigrain. Do all the rest exactly the same, which are going to be Little Gem, Cos lettuce, and Webb's Wonderful Iceberg lettuce. But apart from that, I'm just going to grow a few beetroot, just a quick 20. Now, a lot of people are under the misconception that you can't grow root veg in a module and then plant it out. Well, you can't really grow different sort of root veg, i.e. roots that grow underneath the soil, like a carrot or a parsnip. Because if you grow those in a module, then they tend to fork when you plant them out. But because of beetroot, if you think it's above the soil, its root, or its, you know, its bulb as it were, you wouldn't necessarily class them as a root veg like you would a subterranean root veg like a carrot or a parsnip. So you can plant beetroot in modules and plant them out quite happily, and they won't split, fork or fang or anything. So that's one to go. So yeah, a few beetroot, just going to grow 20. I can grow another 20 in a month just to get a successional crop. I'm just putting 1 seed in each module because, as you know, beetroot seed are actually a cluster of 3 or 4 seeds as they come off the plant. So there's no need to put any more than 1 in. Not that you don't get many, you get absolutely hundreds in your packet. So yeah, don't think I can waffle much longer, but as you saw in my earlier videos, I have planted some things in pots just in case we do get permanently locked down and we can't go up to the allotment. But hopefully that won't be the case, and I can go up there and grow the normal things. But just in case, I've grown some stuff in pots as well, so it needs be. We've got some stuff at home because it's going to be a bit crazy, I think, this year for everybody. I've noticed that all the seed catalogues, seed companies have virtually sold out of seeds because everyone's gone absolutely mad buying vegetable seeds, which is good. So it's got everybody interested in growing their own veg, which should be good. It's a shame that it takes such a sort of catastrophe to get people interested in growing, but whatever it takes, it's a good result. If people start growing their own stuff, then there shouldn't be as much wastage going on. Grow your own lettuce, you don't need to cover it in a square yard of polythene. Just go and pick what you want, no wastage, no plastic rubbish everywhere. And if people get the bug, then it'd be a good idea. Right, lettuce. That's my lettuce stone. Just going to give these a quick little riddle over with compost. Put them in a unheated propagator just with a lid on. And then we should be done. They should be up in a week or 2. Like I say, I'm just going to have to grow these in my porch, so they maybe get a bit leggy. But when we get any decent days, I'll bring them outside to stop them getting leggy. And then we'll see how we get on. So that's about it, folks. That's my lettuce sown and a few beetroot. So that's it. See you later. Oh, and the peas, that's it, of course. See you.